Hi, and welcome to your 14th lecture in Russian for Complete Beginners, in which we will focus on learning how to use reflexive verbs in the past tense, how to talk about playing sport and musical instruments, and how to use personal pronouns in the prepositional case. Now let's start with the verb родиться. Родиться, to be born, which can be used in prepositional case. We can tell that this verb is reflexive because of the s-ya ending. Remember that reflexive verbs are verbs that we use to describe an action directed at the speaker, as in to be born rather than to give birth. Most commonly, we use this verb in the past tense in the questions such as, where were you born? Now you would recall that in order to use non-reflexive verbs in the past tense, all we have to do is get rid of the infinitive ending, the soft sign, and then add either l, la, or li ending, depending on the gender and the number of the noun. Here, the principle is very similar. Let's ignore the ся ending for now and deal with this verb as if it was non-reflexive. We can see that this verb is a second conjugation verb because of the e in front of the th soft sign ending. Now, the first thing that we need to do is drop the th soft sign ending and then add either l for masculine, la for feminine, or li for plural. The last step would then be to bring back the reflexive ending to the new form. If the verb now ends in a consonant, we will bring back ся ending. If the verb now ends in a vowel, we will bring с ending. So masculine for I was born becomes я родился. Я родился. Feminine for I was born becomes она родилась. Она родилась, and plural for they were born becomes они родились. Они родились. Now let's see how we can apply this principle to another reflexive verb, to study, учиться. Masculine studied becomes учился. Feminine studied becomes училась, and plural studied becomes учились. All we did here was to get rid of the th soft sign ending, add the appropriate ending, either l, la, or li, and then brought back the reflexive ending s-ya for the new word that ends in a consonant, and s soft sign for the new word that ends in a vowel. Now let's see how we can use this in a conversation. I will read the dialogue till the end first and then translate it. Please feel free to pause and rewind at any time in order to practice your pronunciation and understanding of this dialogue. Где ты родился? Я родился в Германии. Где ты жил в детстве? В детстве я жил в Мюнхене. Где ты учился? Я учился в Берлине. Где ты теперь работаешь? Я живу и работаю в Лондоне. Where were you born? I was born in Germany. Where did you live as a child? As a child, I lived in Munich. Where did you study? I studied in Berlin. Where are you working now? I live and work in London. Now note a new word детство, which can be used in prepositional case to stand for either in childhood or as a child. Now let's see how we can use prepositional case that we studied in the previous lecture with the verb играть, to play, which we can use with either sports or musical instruments. Now the thing to remember is that when we use the verb to play with sports, we're going to go for preposition v, whereas when we use the verb to play with musical instruments, we're going to use the preposition na. Now also note that we use prepositional case with musical instruments, whereas the endings of majority of the types of sports aren't going to change. Let's go through different types of sport on the left first. Please repeat after me. Football, football. Volleyball, volleyball. Basketball, basketball. Хоккей, хоккей. Играть в футбол и в хоккей. To play football and hockey. Now let's go through some musical instruments. Please repeat after me. Pianino. Pianino. Гитара. Гитара. Скрипка. Скрипка. Саксофон. Саксофон. Играть на саксофоне и на пианино. To play saxophone and piano. Please note that the ending of the word piano, pianino, isn't going to change as it is considered to be a borrowed word. We will see how we can use all of this new material in a conversation in a second. Now, in the previous lecture, we've mentioned that there are some exceptions when it comes to using preposition na. Let's go through some of these cases. Let's have a look at the common usage of preposition v first. Now, preposition v is used in majority of cases, such as talking about inside a space, квартира, flat, office, office, talking about locations, towns, countries and continents, such as bank, bank, Москва, Moscow, Россия, Russia, Европа, Europe, as well as different types of establishments, such as отель, hotel, гостиница, hotel, магазин, shop, университет, university, etc. Please note that there are two words for hotel in Russian, отель, which is a borrowed word, and гостиница, гостиница. Preposition na, however, is used in the following cases. When we talk about any type of process, such as работа, work, экскурсия, excursion, экзамен, exam, урок, lesson, and so on. Preposition na also is used with directions, such as восток, east, запад, west, юг, south, север, north, as well as locations, улица, street, площадь, square, почта, post office, вокзал, railway station, стадион, stadium, and станция, station. In addition, we use preposition na with shores of rivers, lakes and seas, and islands, such as река, river, Темза, Thames, Jamaica, Jamaica, and so on. Please take your time to memorize these exceptions in order to use them in a conversation. Please also note that we can potentially come across sentences that will have the word river used with preposition v, as in в реке, but the meaning will be different to that of the на реке. В реке will be translated as in the river, and на реке will be translated as on the river. Let's have a look at how we can use personal pronouns in the prepositional case. Now remember that the three prepositions that we use with this case are v, na, and o. We will most likely be using preposition o with personal pronouns to say something like about you, about me, etc. Please note that preposition o turns into aba when used with мне, which is the form of I. Обо мне, обо мне, about me. Now let's go through these forms together. As usual, I will repeat each form out twice, and I would encourage you to repeat after me. Мне, мне, тебе, тебе, нем, нем, ней, ней, нас, нас, вас, вас, них. них. Excellent, well done. Let's have a look at some examples at the bottom. Мне не нравится, когда вы говорите обо мне. I don't like it when you talk about me. Мне очень нравится Достоевский. Я читаю книги о нем. I really like Dostoevsky. I read books about him. Now let's see how we can use this new material in a conversation. As usual, I'm going to read the dialogue till the end first and then translate it. Please feel free to pause and rewind at any time in order to practice your pronunciation and your understanding of the text. О ком вы говорите? Мы говорим о Марке. Что вы говорите о нем? Мы думаем, что он очень хорошо играет в футбол. Да, он очень хороший футболист. Как часто он играет в футбол? Он играет в футбол каждый вечер, когда он не работает. Ты знаешь, где он работает? Он менеджер. Он работает в офисе, в центре, а вечером играет в футбол на стадионе. Мне тоже нравится футбол. Я всегда читаю о нем в газетах. Who are you talking about? We are talking about Mark. What are you saying about him? We think that he plays football really well. Yes, he's a very good footballer. How often does he play football? He plays football every evening when he's not working. Do you know where he works? He's a manager. He works in an office, in the center. And in the evening, he plays football at the stadium. I also like football. I always read about it in newspapers. Well done. You have worked really hard in this lecture, and you have done really well. In this lecture, you have learned how to use reflexive verbs in the past tense, how to talk about playing sports and musical instruments, and how to use personal pronouns in the prepositional case. Overall, including the additional vocabulary in the supplementary materials attached to this lecture, you have familiarized yourselves with 49 new Russian words. As usual, remember to download supplementary material, which contains additional new vocabulary, as well as the Test Yourself file, which contains exercises designed to reinforce new information covered in this lecture. Thank you for today, and speak to you soon.